technology, engineering, and financial services businesses. I'm going to start us off with a little bit about the Japan landscape and some of the key trends that we witnessed in 2020 and expect to see in 2021. As expected, hiring did dip in 2020, but in the second half of the year, we began to see a reversal in this trend. Many of our clients were able to make adjustments in their hiring process. And for the page business, job flows increased and we finished the year on a record. It's pleasantly surprising to see that despite the economic impacts of COVID-19, 40% of companies have said that they expect to increase headcount this year. Another key trend was technology. Many of us relied heavily on technology last year, and similar to the healthcare industry, workers responsible for keeping our data centers, networks, and technology infrastructure running became essential workers. Many companies also saw increased investment in IT, including migrations from traditional on-premise systems to cloud-based systems that allow for remote work. Another trend that we witnessed was increased demand in the contracting market. This market is the biggest it's ever been, and my colleague Alexis will explain this later in further detail. There's clearly a global trend towards jobs shifting to contract, and contracting jobs are at a record high globally. One final trend to highlight is the importance of the healthcare industry. We all know that healthcare is critical with Japan's increasingly growing population. The importance of the industry was further pushed forward last year due to increased demand for medical devices and tools to fight COVID-19, as well as research towards COVID treatment and vaccine rollout. Now, over here on the right slide, you'll see that 47% of those employed intend to look for opportunities this year. This number is higher than what we would have anticipated at the beginning of the pandemic. As we've all become accustomed to the new normal, candidates are also feeling more confident about changing jobs. You can also see that 85% of companies are planning to either increase or maintain headcount this year. This is also a sign of a very healthy employment market. And then last, on the bottom right of the slide, you can see the top 5 sectors and disciplines where we anticipate hiring this year. On this slide, we touch on annual salary increases in 2021. A key conclusion of our report is that high potential, talented professionals remain in high demand. Despite difficult economic conditions, 43% of survey respondents intend to give their salary increases. Unsurprisingly, some of the sectors that have shown the most resilience in 2020 are also some of the ones planning to give out the largest percentage increases in salary, including e-commerce, healthcare, professional services, technology. But then there's also been some surprisingly resilient areas such as financial services, which has mainly been driven by disruptive fintech players. Across all sectors, employers are planning to give out increases of at least 2.5% of annual salary. When we look at the bonus trends of this year, we see a very similar picture to that of salary increases. The industries paying out the most in bonus are also those that were fairly resilient in 2020. Across the board, 50% of companies intend to pay out bonuses in 2021, and of those, 61% plan to pay out more than 1 month's salary. So what can we take away from all of this information? Market conditions are better than what we expected at the beginning of the pandemic, as most employers are expecting to pay bonus to motivate and retain their existing employees. The last slide I'll touch on before moving into the technology sector will be regarding how much employers are offering new hires and salary expectations from job seekers. On the left, we see what employers offer by sector. One of the first things that you'll notice is that the range is between 5 to 10%, depending on the sector. It's quite common that candidates changing jobs can often obtain higher increase in salary than their annual salary increase. I should also point out that these numbers are averages. For example, it's not uncommon for high demand candidates in technology to receive raises exceeding 50% or more. On the right, we see job seeker salary expectations, which are slightly higher than what employers are offering. One final thing I'd like to point out is that only 17% of candidates are not expecting a salary increase. Thus, 83% of candidates would expect to increase the remuneration when changing jobs in 2021.